So you guys remember in the last review where I predicted that the Samurai Rangers were going to make an appearance in this episode? Well, when I said that, I was under the impression that Antonio and Mia were actually in the last episode. It wasn't until I had finished uploading the video that I noticed the band The Rebel Rockers is just stock footage from Samurai. Seriously, if you look at this scene carefully, it's clear that the Rangers are not in the same room as the band. But enough about my inability to notice certain things, let's move on to this review where we'll be talking about episode 19, The Wrath. The episode opens with Orion quitting his job and saying goodbye to a sad Ernie before Emma arrives saying that the other Rangers are waiting at Orion's spaceship to say goodbye too. As the two walk to meet the others, Emma becomes sad that Orion is leaving, but he tells her that she shouldn't be sad that they have to say goodbye, but instead be glad that they got to meet in the first place. When they arrive at the ship, Troy asks Orion if he's really leaving, and he says that since the Armada's decimated, it's time for him to go back to Andrasia and start rebuilding. Gia and Emma give Orion a few mementos of Earth before Orion says his goodbyes.
Thanks, guys. I'm gonna miss you all more than you could possibly know. I owe you guys a lot. Noah, you showed me the importance of fighting with your head as well as with your hands.
Wait, what?
Gia, you showed me that you can be tough and caring at the same time.
When did that happen?
Jake, you made me see that even in the most difficult times, you can find some humor to see it through.
That's why everyone loves me. Except for some really stubborn people.
Alright.
Emma, your empathy helped heal the scars of losing my home. Thank you.
I'll buy it.
And Troy, you taught me the most important lesson of all. How to be a ranger. I want you to have this.
I couldn't.
Just keep it for me. Till the next time we meet.
Well, 3 out of 5 ain't bad. The others watch Orion take off before we cut to Tensu trying to contact Orion's ship so he can say goodbye. Tensu instead picks up a message from the Emperor to all the Armada's forces saying that the real invasion of Earth begins now. Gosei tells Tensu to alert the Rangers, and when they arrive at the command center, he plays them the Emperor's message. Troy recognizes the Emperor's voice and tells the others he was the one that ordered Troy to be ransomed for the control of Earth. Noah asks how many ships make up the Armada's forces, and Gosei says it could be hundreds of thousands, but he can't be sure since he's never heard of a mobilization like this. Gosei goes on to say that the Emperor is Rakan Vikar's father, who has the entire fleet at his disposal and is incredibly powerful. Emma says that with Orion gone, there are only 5 of them left to stand against the Armada, but Troy says they have over 100 legendary rangers to help them protect the Earth, motivating the others to head out in the skyship so they are ready to face the Armada. In space, Levira congratulates the Emperor on his inevitable takeover of Earth, but his general reminds Levira that she still failed the Emperor by not protecting Vikar. The Emperor says the time has come for Levira to prove her worth, otherwise she will be doomed just like the Earth, so Levira goes in a Megazord she built to attack the Rangers who are patrolling the city. The team forms the legendary Megazord to take on Levira, and during the fight the Rangers use their cannons and the Fire Smasher to destroy Levira's Megazord, though she is able to escape. Levira tells the Rangers to leave their Megazord and face her on the ground, which they do, but before they can attack, the Royal Guards appear and blast them down. Levira blasts the Rangers down herself, so the team decides to go legendary.
She's got new powers, let's even it up with some new legendary powers! Ha! Ha! Mighty Morphin Mode! Red! Blitz Mode! Black!
Prism mode, green.
Lightning Mode! Blue!
Supersonic mode, yellow.
Super Megaforce!
Cool! With their legendary powers, the Rangers are able to take out the Royal Guards before blasting Levira with the Super Mega Cannon, and as she falls, she begs the Emperor to cause her to grow so she can fight on, but he does nothing. The Emperor's general says Levira bought them the time they needed before the Armada blasts the Rangers, causing them to demorph. The Rangers get up to see what hit them and see millions of Armada ships covering the sky. Many citizens also see the Armada's fleet before the Emperor orders the Rangers to end their futile defiance, or they will be defeated by the Armada. The Rangers answer by morphing and say they will never surrender, so the Emperor orders the Armada to attack. The team dodges blasts from the Armada before going super and forming the legendary Megazord to take on the fleet. The Rangers then take part in a very awesome action scene where they use all their legendary Zords to fight the Armada, even calling on the Megaforce headers and the not Q-Rex, which I guess Noah figured out how to autopilot off screen. In space, Orion checks on the comm links for messages where he overhears the Emperor saying the Armada will crush the Rangers' spirits and that the Earth will soon be theirs, just like all the other planets they've conquered. Back on Earth, the Rangers take down a good chunk of the fleet, but more Armada ships arrive and take out all of of their legendary Zords before blasting down the legendary Megazord. The Rangers try to get back in the fight, but before they can, the Armada blasts them again, this time destroying the legendary Megazord, causing the Rangers to demorph and fall in separate locations. The Emperor then sends out a message in the sky where he tells the people of Earth that the Rangers have been killed, and that the citizens have one more night to savor their despair before the Armada returns at dawn to finish them. The Armada leaves triumphantly as the people look on in horror, and the episode ends with a close-up on the fallen Rangers as "To Be Continued" appears on the screen. When this episode started, I felt like I was in for another bad episode, what with the completely rushed fight between Levira and the Rangers, and Orion deciding to go back to Andrasia. Not that I have a problem with Orion going back to his home planet, I just don't think the show gives him a valid reason to do so. I mean, he says that he's leaving because the Armada is decimated, but I would have thought that the last episode showed that the Armada wasn't even close to being done with Earth. Especially when you consider that Troy had a conversation with the Emperor while he was aboard the main ship, which I'm going to assume he didn't tell the others about, because if he had, Orion wouldn't have left, but if that's the case, why would he keep something like that from his team? And then we got to the scene where Orion was saying his goodbyes to all the Rangers, which is a whole other thing entirely. I mean, yeah, it makes sense from a character perspective that Orion would say what he says to Noah and Gia individually, but based on what the audience has seen, Orion hasn't spent any quality time with Gia outside of his introductory episode, and while he did get some one-on-one time with Noah in a previous episode, they spent most of their time fighting alongside one another. However, once Orion left, all the problems of the episode seemed to go with him, because after that point, it's just set up for the Legend War. And while I initially felt that Levira's defeat was a little rushed, after a second viewing, I was more on board with it because of everything else the episode had to offer. The action sequences are also really great in this episode. Seriously, the Megazord fight against the fleet of the Armada is absolutely breathtaking, and the episode is worth a watch for that scene alone. Overall, despite my complaints, this is a pretty good episode. While the Orion bits don't make that much sense, the episode makes up for it with some really cool and intense action scenes, and the last 5 minutes is sure to leave you wondering what will happen next. I'm Nick, aka IronBat1993, and may the power protect you.
I've been having these dreams.
Some scientists believe that dreams sometimes foretell the future.
Why do I keep having these dreams?